Hey folks, this is Kath Luty, your Mission Marketing Moolah Mentor, and in this video I want to talk to you about something that is probably the best kept secret of the online marketing industry, and it's something that could cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. Maybe it already has, and if so, you're probably going to recognize yourself in one of the scenarios that I'm going to talk to you about in a couple of minutes. It is also the key to actually making real profits and getting in control of making your profits in your business. And it is something that I believe is costing business owners around the world millions of dollars each year. And this concerns absolutely anyone in business today. It doesn't matter whether you're a small local business or a huge organization, or whether you have an online shop or you have a mixture of online and offline business. It doesn't matter if you have a website or any form of web presence that you want to get traffic to. This is something you need to know. So this applies to absolutely anyone at all who's in business today. Now, if you know me a little, then you will know that I don't like bullshit, and if I use big numbers, I like to back them up. So when you get to the end of the video, you are going to agree that this is absolutely huge and that the numbers I've used before, they are for real, okay? So I'm going to back this stuff up. Now let's have a look at this, and this is what I'm calling the traffic versus conversion principle. Now this sounds all very out there, but I'm going to explain it to you in minute detail so you understand what I'm talking about. So traffic is basically getting visitors to your website, right? And conversion is what they do when they get there. And obviously that is where the money is, not in the traffic. You can send 15,000 people to a website. If nobody takes any action, if none of the visitors buy anything, it's a pointless exercise, you would agree, right? So this is what we're talking about, conversion, getting people to a website and then actually converting them. And what does conversion actually mean on a website? Well, it could mean that people actually buy something of you so that they go to your website and make the purchase. Or it could mean that they come to your website, pick up the phone and call you to make an appointment. Or it could mean that they leave their contact details so that you can get on the phone, call them and make an appointment with them or sell them something, okay? So that's the kind of thing that we call a conversion on a website, just to be totally clear. So this is what we're going to talk about. Now, first of all, I want to show you some numbers, yeah? Some really mind-boggling numbers, just so that you understand how important this actually is. Because again, everybody can get traffic to a website, but it only makes sense, it only adds to your bottom line if there's a conversion, right? Okay, so let's have a look at some numbers here. Now, I've picked these numbers because they're easy to deal with. Yeah, I don't want to get into complicated mathematics here. So these numbers could apply to your business or not, but they're just numbers that work really well without getting into complicated mathematics. But so let's say your product or service is $200 and that's what you're selling from your website. Your conversion rate on your website is 1%. So that means that if 100 people come to your website, one person is actually going to buy your $200 product or service, okay? Now, you obviously have a cost to get 100 visitors to your website, and we'll just say that's $100 just for the argument's sake, okay? So this means that if you're selling a $200 product or service from your website and you're spending $100 on making one sale, well, your profit is $100, right? So you're selling $200 worth of stuff and it's costing you $100, so your profit is $100. Easy peasy, right? Now let's talk about increasing that conversion rate by just 1% and let's have a look at how the numbers change. Okay, so your product or service that you're selling, still $200. Your conversion rate now 2%. So out of 100 people that come to your website, instead of one buying, now two are buying. So you raise your conversion rate by 1% and your cost per visitor stays the same. It's still $100. So what does this do to your profit? Well, your profit has actually just trebled. Yeah, because you've sold two of your product or service, so $400 worth of stuff, and getting 100 visitors to your site still costs you $100. So your profit is now $300. Okay, so let's just recap that. So just by raising your conversion rate by just 1%, just making one more sale out of 100, you have just trebled your profit. That's pretty cool, right? But let's say you can actually up your conversion rate by 6%. And just so that you have some numbers in mind, our conversion rates are generally between 8 and 16%. Okay, so but let's just be conservative and say we can raise your conversion rate to 6%. What does this do to your numbers? Well, your product or service is still $200. Now you make 6 sales out of 100 people that come. So 6 times 200, that's $1,200. Your cost per visitor still stays the same. That's $100 that you're spending on getting 100 people to your site. So you now made $1,100 profit. Okay. So just to wrap this up again, if you can increase your conversion rate from 1% to 6%, so by 5%, if you can increase your conversion rate by 5%, you can make 11 times the profit here. Cool. Now, obviously, once you have done that, instead of sending 100 people to your website, you could then go and send 200, 400, 600, 1,000 people to your website. However many people you want to send, because now that you know what your conversion rate is and you know how much your cost per 100 visitors is, it's up to you, right? It's really up to you. You are in control of your sales from here onwards. And this is what I call the traffic versus conversion principle, because here's the thing, everybody is trying to sell you traffic, yeah, whether they call it SEO, so search engine optimization, or whether they call it pay-per-click advertising or Google advertising. Everybody out there right now is keen to sell you the traffic, and nobody talks about conversion. And here's how this pins out in a real life scenario. And this happens every day, many times every day around the globe. So say you're a local business owner and you're sitting in your office one day and somebody knocks on the door and comes in and says to you, hey, how would you feel about getting to the top of Google and getting more visitors to your website and making a heap of sales, right? And this is what I can do for you. And they sit down with you, and this, this has probably happened to you if you're in a local business. This happens all the time, right? These salespeople are walking around the streets these days, knocking on doors, trying to sell you this stuff, yeah? And most of them will talk to you about getting to the top of Google. Now, there's actually two different things that these people are selling. One is search engine optimization, and the other one is actually pay-per-click advertising. But you have come across these people. You probably haven't even noticed the difference between what it is that they're selling, but what they're trying to get you to believe is that they can get you to the top of Google, get lots of visitors to your website, which is probably what they can do. But what they're not telling you is that it obviously depends on your website what money you're actually going to make. So what I'm saying here is that anyone can get you traffic, but if your website is not converting, you're throwing money down the toilet, okay? So this is something that I talk to business owners about all the time. And just this week, I had a very similar scenario. And this was actually someone with an online shop. So no office, nobody walked in, but he received an email and he received marketing materials about this. And he was spending over 140 euros every day. He gave me the login details to his account on Google advertising. And he didn't make a single sale. And this is what can happen to you if your website is not up to the task. This is what can happen if people send a lot of traffic to your website and you spend a lot of money on sending a lot of people to your website. If it's not converting, you're throwing the money down the toilet. And again, I know that some of you who are watching this right now, you've done this. You have fallen into this trap, because I know that many business owners do. It just sounds too good, and it is too good to be true. And this is where the flaw is. It's not about getting the traffic, it's about getting people to buy from you. Okay, so this is really my pet thing, yeah, because I know that, again, people are wasting a lot of money on this, and it's also where people are leaving a lot of money on the table. You gotta start thinking about your conversion rate. You gotta find out what your conversion rate currently is. You gotta have a look at how you can increase this conversion rate. And then, and only then, do you want to start spending money on sending traffic to your website. Once you know that you're going to actually sell stuff, that you're actually going to make money from the traffic that you're sending there. Okay? I hope you got this one. Now, if you want to talk about conversion rate and how to do this, you can contact me at kath@kathluty.com. In any case, I would really love for you to leave some comments below, whether that's happened to you, that people walk into your office, how it left you feeling. Did you buy? Did you not buy? What did it do for your business? Any questions you might have, leave them in the comment boxes below. Again, if you want to contact me and talk about looking at your website and increasing your conversion rate, just email me at kath@kathluty.com. Yeah, share this video if you think it's useful. I really think everyone in business should know this today. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. I'm Kath Luty, your Mission Marketing Moolah Mentor. Bye for now.